Thanks for joining us today. I'm Megan Shane, Scrum Master of the Marketing and Training team. And I'm joined here today with Diane Leonard and Jessica Crowley. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Meg.
Hi.
Today we're talking about user story mapping. So if you ladies would like to take it away and tell me a little bit about it.
Absolutely. I'm so excited about talking about user stories and a webinar that we have coming up. So the first thing you want to know about a user story is you're trying to stimulate conversation, and you're really enacting an Agile principle called face-to-face interaction. From that, you're going to create 3 different variables that you can discuss together to understand more about the problem you're trying to solve. The first one is who. So who are you trying to solve a problem for? The second part of that is what. What problem are you trying to solve? And the third part of that is why. Why are we doing this work anyway? What we want to avoid in our user story is how. We never say how to do a user story. A big reason for that is because it limits the creativity and innovation that we can get from our Agile team. The other thing about a user story you should know is we start really big. So our product backlog will be full of large stories that take months to accomplish at first. And over time, we break those big stories down into bite-sized chunks of work. The reason we do that is so that the teams can actually work to solve problems within a time box, which we call a sprint. It can go anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks. In order for a story to be considered ready for the team to work, it has to meet these criteria. It's called the INVEST criteria. Let me break that down for you. So the first thing is it should be independent. That means you don't have to do a lot of other stories in order to accomplish the work that you're planning to accomplish with that story. Negotiable. That means that the scope is fluid and the team can discuss what that scope looks like when they get ready to pull the story into the sprint. V means valuable. It has to be something that's worth the team actually using their effort to accomplish. E, estimable. That means that you can assign size to it and you can discuss how much effort it's going to take the team to accomplish that piece of scope. S is for small. Remember that bite-sized piece? We want to have small pieces of work that the team can work together to accomplish within a time box. And last but not least, T for testable. If we can test it, that means we can find our bugs, identify fixes, and we can demonstrate it to the customer to get feedback. So, why would we do a webinar on story mapping? Well, the first thing is when you break something from a big chunk down into little pieces, how do you still visualize the whole? And how do you ensure that nothing is missing? Have you ever done that before? It can be tricky. And so that's where we're going to introduce you to story mapping. Story mapping is an Agile best practice that's used all over the world across many different industries. The way I found out about user story mapping is through this book by Jeff Patton and Peter Economy. This user story mapping book walks you through how to develop a user story map, and you can do that for your nonprofit initiatives. Why we want a story map is to help our team understand the relationship between large chunks of work and the small stories that they're working on within their sprint. But another reason is so we can identify where do we draw the line for a minimum viable product or solution.
So thank you for walking us through all that.